I carry my sleep system on the left side of the bike away from the exhaust because this stuff's really expensive. So I've accumulated this over the years and gradually gotten smaller and lighter. So I've got this Sea to Summit Telos TR2 tent. I really like this. It's got plenty of room. I like the way it packs up separately. I've got my ground cloth. I keep that in a dry bag in case I have to put it away wet. This Kylos Gear Aero Cloud pad is 4 inches thick. It's really comfortable and smaller than my old Big Agnes pad that was only 3 inches. Got this Sea to Summit Aero pillow. It's actually pretty comfortable and packs up really small. I carry this thermal blanket. I mostly use it as a changing mat. I also put it down outside my tent so I can change my shoes and kneel on it without dragging dirt into the tent. And I can string it up as a small rain fly if necessary. I switched from a sleeping bag to a Zenbivy system. I really like that. So I've got the Zenbivy and a cheap down blanket we picked up at Costco that packs up about the size of a baseball. So I'll put that in this Xped stuffed dry bag so that it doesn't get wet if I put my tent in wet. And that all fits nicely in the left side. On the right side, I carry my camp kit. So I've got a GSI Solo cook kit. Inside that is my fuel canister, my stove, and a lighter, and a measuring cup. I really like this. It's small. A lot of people use the Jetboils, which work really well, but they're a lot bulkier than this. I also carry some hand sanitizer and dish soap and a dish scrubber, a little insulated Sea to Summit cup, a bowl, and a spoon and fork that connect together so I can get inside freeze-dried, a few wet wipes. And then for a chair, if I think it's going to rain, I'll take this Argali tarp and my Nemo chair. If I don't think it's going to rain, I'll leave the tarp home and take this travel chair, which is a little more comfortable, primarily because it's higher off the ground. This one's fairly comfortable, but at my age, it's kind of hard to get out of it. I have to kind of rock a few times and get my momentum. So I'll decide which one based on the weather conditions. And that doesn't even come close to filling up the right bag, so I'll put a lot of my food and other items in there as needed. I carry my camp clothing in the Mosko Moto top bag. This holds up to 15 liters. Hopefully I don't have to fill it that full. I've got some really lightweight Patagonia pants, a lightweight hoodie, some merino wool darn tough socks, and a set of underwear. And that's all I carry for my camp clothes. For pajamas, I have some merino wool thermals and some fleece socks, and merino wool thin beanie. It has to be thin so my CPAP machine will work. I also carry my toiletries, which has headlamp and medicines and contacts. And then I've got these really light shoes. I can just slip them on really easy. They're not good if you want to go on a hike or something, but when you need to get up in the middle of the night to pee, you just slip them on and go. My CPAP's really small. The hose and mask is a little bulky, but it's really light, so I wrap that up in my small camp towel to protect it. I also have this flex tail air mattress pump, works really well. And then my raincoat and my puffer. So I may carry those in my backpack or in this bag or in the right side bag, depending on how quick of access I think I need. What you take on your trips is certainly a personal preference and depends on how long your trips are. Most of my trips nowadays are only 3 or 4 days, so I don't need to take a lot of gear. I use this Alt-Rider tank bag. It's about as big as I can go on a small dirt bike. It's got this dry bag so my contents stay dry if I drop it in the river, which I've done before. And so I carry in here things that I need quick access to. I think this is supposed to be 6 liters, but I don't believe I can get that much stuff in there and still seal the dry bag. So I carry a battery for my CPAP machine and cable so I can charge this battery while I ride. A solar inflatable lantern that I carry in the map pocket so it charges during the day. Some spare gloves. These are warm or cool gloves depending on what I'm wearing. Some spare straps, my charging cables, some small ropes, a Sea to Summit clothesline, that thing's really slick, a small saw. If I think we're going to have fires at camp, which generally we don't anymore because there's always a fire ban, or if I think we're going to be cutting a lot of down logs, then I'll take my larger silky saw and put that in my backpack. But on my upcoming trip we have a guy with a chainsaw, so I don't plan on taking that. Got my flex tail tire pump, way better than the hand pump, and I can recharge it from the bike. For Christmas I got this double track toolkit, so that greatly reduced the bulk and weight of my primary tools. I've got some miscellaneous tools in here, stuff I don't want getting squished, like dielectric grease, zipper lube, Loctite, etc. A few miscellaneous things, my tire plugs. Got my toilet paper and wet wipes and a shovel, a multi-tool, and that's pretty much it for the tank bag. I like to carry my water up front on the bike because it's so heavy. I use these OBR Adventure Gear bottle holsters. Traditionally I've taken 2 1.5 liter water bottles. This year I got a Grail 24 ounce water purifier, so I'll carry that instead of a second bottle, and so I can refill that in a stream or lake and filter water. That way I don't have to take my bulkier water filter, which is really nice, but it's about an extra liter of size in my luggage. Okay, now for food. I like to keep my food simple. I'm not much of a cook and don't like doing dishes, so try to keep it simple. For breakfast, sometimes I'll do freeze-dried, but generally I'll do 2 packets of oatmeal, some hot chocolate, and a granola bar that I break up and mix into the oatmeal to give it a little crunch. So for this next trip we've got 3 breakfasts, 2 lunches, and 3 dinners. So for dinner I generally do freeze-dried. They're fairly light, but they're bulky. And then sometimes I'll do a can of Dinty Moore. I'll usually do that somewhere where I have plenty of water so I can clean the pot afterwards. I'll carry my lunch in my backpack. I take some kind of hydration drink, and then some of these little punch mixes. So after I drink this, I can mix up another drink for dinner. So I'll use the same bottle for every lunch and dinner. This year I'm going to try these Green Belly meal to go. They're really made for through hikers, but I thought I'd give them a try. And then I'll take some trail mix or dried fruit, or probably some apples and oranges to augment lunch and dinner, as well as some granola bars and a few things, or nut bars. So that's pretty much it. So I'll put the lunch in my backpack and everything else in the luggage if it fits, and anything that doesn't fit will go in my backpack, and then it'll get lighter as I go. I like backpacks with front vests, so I can put my phone and some snacks in there to have quick access to them. So for my day rides, I take this Climb pack. I don't know what it's called. I don't know if they make it anymore. It has a 2.5 liter bladder, and I can carry my lunch and rain jacket and a few things. My first aid kit. It's pretty light, so I like that. If I need more room, I'll take this Zaxby Daycar bag. This thing's 22.5 liters, so it's the same size as one side of my Mosko Moto. So I'll fill that up with freeze-dried and my puffer jacket and things like that if I need extra space. So those both work well depending on how much stuff I'm carrying.